What's up, guys? It has been a while since I've done a video like this. Um, to be quite honest with you, this has not been the best year for boxing. The worst year since I've been doing videos on YouTube about boxing. Um, the in-ring action has been good, but we have not been getting the fights that we want. All this outside of the ring drama, guys making excuses, big fights not happening. You know, hell, boxing news has been more negative than CNN news. All right, and you know, things going backwards with VADA, all these kind of things. But um, that's one of the reasons, a big reason why I have not been talking boxing. But I need to go on the record today. I need to do this video before the big fight between Lomachenko and Luke Campbell. I've been anticipating this fight. This is the one of the most anticipated fights of the year for me. I was excited when this fight was on the horizon, when the WBC granted Lomachenko the opportunity to fight for the vacant title after his petition. And I was excited about the prospects of this fight because I feel that Luke Campbell will beat Vasyl Lomachenko. I could not wait for the odds for this fight. All right. Let me see if I can pull them up. All right. Um, when I first looked at the odds for this fight at my casino, I knew that Luke Campbell would beat on the dog. I figured I would be able to get good odds on him. I felt that, hey, if I could get a plus 1,000, that'd be gravy. All right. Uh, Shortly after odds were released, he went up to a plus 1,000. He opened at a plus 930 at my casino. Shortly after that, went up to a plus 1,000. All right. Then shortly after that, I saw him go as high as a plus 1350 underdog. Just gold mine. All right. Um, in the past, yesterday, all right, as the fight is drawing near, Luke Campbell was as high as a plus 1425 underdog. All right. Understand what that means. If you were to wager $100 on Luke Campbell to win this fight, and he wins the fight, just when he can win by knockout decision or whatever, as long as he is announced the winner of the fight, you wager $100, you will profit $1,425, and you will get your $100 back for a total of $1,525. All right. And the odds makers at my casino, he opened at a plus 930. The way gamblers are betting the fight, he went as high as a plus 1425 on the dog. All right. Now, to my surprise, and I really mean to my surprise, everywhere from YouTube comment section videos to to a private chat that I was invited to by my guy John Powney, to YouTube videos with aficionados like Adam Smith and Tim Bradley and Andre Ward and you name it. All right. Sky Sports boxing videos. You know, it seems like no one is giving Luke Campbell a chance in this fight. It's like I feel like I'm the only one that's willing to go out on a limb here to say Luke Campbell's gonna win this fight. And anybody who's been watching my videos for any period of time knows that I have no problem going on out on a limb. I have no problem of saying who I feel is gonna win the fight. And I don't always pick favorites. But this is a situation where people are not looking at the facts, man. People are so caught up in what Lomachenko has done so far in his career. They are so caught up in the razzle dazzle. They are so caught up in him making guys quit in fights. To where they are not looking at this logically and breaking this fight down. All right. Now, Is Lomachenko in my top 3 pound for pound? No, he is not. Terrence Crawford's my number 1, followed by Canelo, who could be number 1. We'll see what happens in this next fight, but he has a strong argument to be number 1 with his resume and what he's done. But I have Terrence Crawford 1, I have Canelo 2, and I have Usyk number 3. All right. Now, Lomachenko I had number 5. I had the monster anyway as number 4. I was not recognizing the monster anymore because he, to my knowledge, still is not enrolled in the clean boxing program. All right. Lomachenko was not, but of course he is now because he is fighting for the WBC title. You must be enrolled 60 days before competing in a WBC sanctioned event. All right. Now, having said that, now I'm not. Am I a Lomachenko fan? No, not necessarily. I don't really know if maybe it's because of the hype that was on him coming into the pros. Like he wanted a world title shot in his second fight. A bit of arrogance about the guy. And the way people guard him up and talk about him. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe the guy seems a bit entitled to me. I don't know. So I enjoyed watching him lose to my guy Orlando Salido. All right. With Orlando Salido that a lot of people don't rate. Orlando Salido, who I believe is a Hall of Famer. A true blood and guts warrior of boxing. All right. Oh boy. Since the Salido fight, he has had quite the run and built quite the resume. Beating former world champions or guys who may currently be a world champion. He has gone up in weight class. He started out at 126, and he is in his 3rd weight class at 135. All right, now, for this video, we are going to focus on what he has done at 135. All right, in the last year and 3 months, we'd say. All right. That's what we're gonna focus on. All right, because this is a different, a different ball game. This is quite different from 126 and 130. All right, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going with Luke Campbell in this fight. I think that this could be possibly 1 weight class too much for Vasyl Lomachenko. Now some people might say, well, what you talking about? He's won titles, he's won fights at lightweight. Yes, he has, but in my opinion, not necessarily has looked super impressive in those fights. All right, it's not like he's been making guys quit like he was, fighting a Rigondeaux who was 2 weight classes below him, and some of these other guys, Nicholas Walters. All right. When he fought Jorge Linares, all right, I only had him winning by 1 point at the time of that stoppage. And of course, we all know that he got knocked down, I believe, for the first time in his career in that fight. All right, so this is what happened when he moved up to lightweight. All right, he fighting these bigger boys. He's fighting a Linares who probably was not at the best, of his career. He had a 44-3 record going into that fight. After that fight, we all know that he went up to 140 and he got smoked. All right. And this guy dropped Lomachenko and had Lomachenko in a close fight. All right. Fact in, after that fight, he had shoulder surgery. All right. He had an injury. All right. Then he came back at the end of 2018 and he fought Pedraza. All right. Now, full disclosure, I have not seen that fight. I've only seen highlights of that fight. All right. And the highlights that I saw and from things that I've heard, Pedraza was giving him a fight, won some rounds in that fight. All right. Of course, Lomachenko was a big favorite in that fight. Pedraza was the guy who lost, his belt and his oath to Tank Davis. All right. Now, somebody did a video. I cannot remember who it was. That I saw. It may have been a week ago. I'm not sure. It's been recent. But somebody did a video where they showed Lomachenko's face. It was basically maybe like a post-fight press conference after the Pedraza fight. I was shocked at what I saw. I've never seen I cannot recall seeing Lomachenko look so bad. His face looked like it had been ran over by a set of Goodyear tires. All right, that's how bad his face looked, all bruised up. You know, I'm like, damn, Pedraza did that to Lomachenko. You know, now the Anthony Crolla fight, we're not counting Anthony Crolla. All right, Anthony Crolla had a 34-6-3 record going into that fight. Anthony Crolla, was a plus 3,000 underdog. All right, at the close as that fight was beginning. All right, um, that fight went the way it was supposed to go. All right, this guy really had no business being in there with Lomachenko. You know, so that was not competitive at all. Kroll, the bigger guy, running away from Lomachenko. You know, so we're gonna focus on the Linares and the Pedraza fight. Those performances, all right, at 135. With those guys being champions. All right, now I rate Luke Campbell over Linares and Pedraza. Now some people might say, well, wait a minute. Now how you saying that when Luke Campbell lost to Jorge Linares? All right, that's what the official record says. Some people could have that opinion. But in my opinion, Luke Campbell beat Jorge Linares, all right? I watched that fight live on HBO. I had money on Jorge Linares to beat Luke Campbell. I was looking at Luke Campbell like pretty much the world is looking at Luke Campbell now. Like, like whatever, this easy money. Linares is going to beat this guy. And I got to call it like it is. You know, I thought Campbell beat Linares, man. Yes, Luke Campbell was down early in that fight, but he came back and he outboxed the guy. In my opinion, I really didn't even think it was close the way he had taken over the fight. All right, so I rate Luke Campbell over Linares. I feel that he beat Linares. I feel that he's a better fighter than Jorge Linares. All right, and if they fought again, I would pick and put money on Luke Campbell to beat Linares. All right. Uh, I definitely rate Luke Campbell over Pedraza. All right, a guy with a gold medal pedigree. And also let's point this out. Luke Campbell, in my opinion, and you can look at the records. All right, um, I would say Luke Campbell has a stronger punch than Pedraza and Linares. All right, Luke Campbell has a 73% KO percentage at lightweight. All right, his natural weight class is lightweight. He has a 73% KO percentage. All right. I believe Linares, he's in the 50s, and I forget where Pedraza is, but I can pull that up. I think it may be in the 60s. All right. No, he has a 46% kill percentage. All right. Um, so I would say Luke Campbell definitely packs a stronger punch than Linares and Pedraza. All right. Now, Luke Campbell, like I said, has gold medal pedigree. They say he's the best amateur that UK has ever had. I've been watching this guy since the Linares fight. He got a stoppage against Troy James, a TKO stoppage, in an undercard at the O2 in May of 2018. Yvonne Mendy, he avenged his loss following that fight. The Yvonne Mendy, people talk about that fight. Well, he lost to Yvonne Mendy. Uh, they say Luke Campbell was not feeling well going to that fight, but I'm not using that as an excuse. If he was not fit to fight, he should have pulled out. All right, Luke Campbell was a young pro going into that fight. He was 12-0. All right, he was 12-0, fighting a guy who had 37 pro fights in his career. All right, 32-4-1 was Yvonne Mendes' record. All right, a vastly experienced guy. All right. And yes, Luke Campbell clearly lost that fight. I watched that fight before the rematch because you could get a plus 400 on Minnie to win that fight in the rematch. And I thought, well, he beat the guy once already. Let me take a look at the fight and see if it's worth the play. All right, I saw that Mindy clearly won that fight after watching the first fight. I thought it was worth the play. I put some money on Mindy, and Mindy clearly lost that fight. All right. So Campbell had improved, he had matured, um, and also showed that he can deal with, with these tough situations with Linares, being on the road, being knocked down, coming back to win the fight, in my opinion. And then we all know that his dad had passed mere days before that fight, and then, facing adversity in the first minute fight, he got up off the canvas and fought well, closing it in the close of that fight. All right. So it's not like the guy has faced adversity and then nosedive. If anything, the guy has faced adversity and then rose to the occasion, improved. All right. So he beat Mendy in the rematch, redeemed himself. Then he fought Adrian Young. That fight was on the zone earlier this year. I watched that fight live. He stopped this guy. This guy had a 26-5-2 record, a Mexican. He stopped him in the fifth round by TKO. Kind of beat him up, busted him up bad, I remember. All right. You know, Luke Campbell can fight. He has power. He can fight going forward. He can go to the body. He can also fight going backwards. All right. Now, Luke Campbell is, like I said, career lightweight, and not only a career lightweight, but a guy who can box, a guy who can punch, a guy who has range. He can go inside, outside. He can go to the body, and he can hurt you. All right. To me, this will be the hardest hitting guy Lomachenko has faced, and the best lightweight that he has faced. No doubt about it. Um, if you looked at Lomachenko's resume, you could say maybe, let's see, Rigondeaux and probably Gary Russell may be the best skill guys that he has fought. All right. Rigondeaux, of course, was two weight classes, below him. All right. Gary Russell, while a good fighter, a young fighter at the time, did not have the pedigree of Lomachenko. All right. But still, that was a 116, 112 on two scorecards. Somebody had a draw. All right. Orlando Salido, people seem to forget that Orlando Salido outboxed Lomachenko. Somebody was saying that, he hit him with, a bunch of low blows or whatever. Orlando Salido went to Lomachenko's body so much that he had the guy hesitant to come inside. You know, and Salido outboxed the guy from the middle of the ring towards the ropes. He was not falling in Lomachenko's traps. He was not going back up against the ropes like Anthony Crolla. You know, Orlando Salido fought a smart fight, a cagey veteran. Fought a smart fight and beat this guy, man. Clearly, in my opinion. All right. So I don't look at Lomachenko as being unbeatable. People are basically giving him the win, giving him the belts, giving Luke Campbell a loss, telling him he don't have a chance, he can't outbox the guy before the fight even starts. You know, saying that he must knock him out to win. You can't outbox this guy when Lomachenko has lost a 12-round decision before in his career. You know, I'm not looking at him that way. He has to prove it to me. And people are saying that they're going to be shocked if Luke Campbell wins. It's going to be the biggest upset in the history of the UK. And I'm not looking at this fight this way, man. I would be shocked if Luke Campbell does not win this fight. That's how confident I am this guy's going to win this fight. Lomachenko has had the shoulder issue. He broke his hand against Anthony Crolla. This is the first fight since the Crolla fight when he broke his hand. All right, that he is fighting with a repaired or healed up broken hand. All right. So he basically, you could say he's injury prone. In his last few fights, he has been dealing with injuries, man, surgeries and shit. All right, suspensions from the commissions. All right. Now let's see. Luke Campbell is taller man. They have Lomachenko listed as 5'7". Campbell is 5'9". Campbell has 71-inch reach. Lomachenko has a 75.5-inch reach. So that is a 5.5-inch reach advantage for Luke Campbell. In my opinion, it should be difficult for Lomachenko to even land on Luke Campbell. If he fights the right fight. I think, and I've said this in previous videos. I said it after the Crolla fight. If I was fighting Lomachenko, if I was advising somebody to fight Lomachenko, I would say take the Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao approach. Take the Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson approach. All right. Floyd went to the middle of the ring and he waited on Manny Pacquiao. That was the tail of that fight. He waited on Pacquiao. When Pacquiao made his move, he would catch him. He would counter him. All right. If he saw Pacquiao asleep at the wheel, he would throw a shot. He would throw a jab. He would throw a power shot. He would score. He would get out of there. You know. Um, that's the way I see fighting Lomachenko. Lomachenko, in my opinion, he is going to come, man. He is going to fight. He is going to he will come at you. And with Luke being so long, man. If he fights out of the right stance, if he waits for the guy dives to the pocket, he needs to make him pay, man. He needs to catch him coming in. He needs to catch the guy and make him pay, make him respect his power. All right. He can keep the guy on the outside with a jab, like Buster did with Mike Tyson. He needs to fight like the bigger man in this fight. He does not need to give up his height and his reach, give up his size, dive into the pocket on with Lomachenko, get into a firefight. That would be the wrong strategy. When AJ did that with Andy Ruiz after getting knocked down, he got caught, he got hurt, and he went down. The fight was not the same for AJ. All right, and we know how that fight played out. All right, so Luke Campbell needs to fight a smart big man's fight. All right, if he fights smart, if he fights the way that I think he should fight, keep this guy on the outside, go to the body, catch him coming in. Don't give him tons of countering opportunities. You know, I think that he definitely should win this fight, man, and can win this fight. I think this is his fight. This is his fight to win. Um, and Lomachenko, I just he has to all this praise people are putting on him. About what he's gonna do and how this is gonna be an exhibition and Campbell doesn't have a shot and all this and that. He's gonna have to show me, man, because I clearly have Luke Campbell winning this fight. You know, now if Luke Campbell does not do the right things, if he gets in the ring like Anthony Crolla and he's amazed and like, oh my God, it's Lomachenko. Well, let me move away. Let me go against the ropes and let the guy, wail on me like a tornado. If he does that, if he goes to the middle of the ring and he's diving in the pocket and he's, throwing windmill shots like Deontay Wilder, leaving himself open to get countered and hit and firefight with the smaller, possibly faster guy. If he does that, you know, then it might not go so well for the guy. But I'm giving Luke Campbell the benefit of the doubt of being a smart, seasoned boxer, and a guy with skill, power, size, and range, man. A natural lightweight. Keep that in mind, guys. We're all the people who say that. They're weight classes for a reason, and when guys move up in weight, like Kell Brook when he challenged Golovkin, when Rigondeaux challenged Lomachenko, when Mikey challenged Errol Spence. We're all the people who scream to the mountaintop. It's weight class for a reason. They don't have a chance. They don't get stopped. This is a similar situation, man. Lomachenko started at 126, man. This guy's a featherweight. Bob Arum said in the recent interview, that he could possibly go back down to 26 or 30. So the guy still could be fighting at those weights. And this is a smaller guy moving up. And I think that lightweight, it's a dangerous weight class for the guy, man. He could get caught, hurt. He could lose in his weight class, man. He has had, kind of some close fights. So kind of, like I didn't see the Pedraza fight, so I cannot go in detail on that, but he looked kind of rough after that fight, man. Pedraza went a 4-12 with the guy. Linares had him in a close fight, and Crolla, I'm not even counting that shit. All right. So the only thing that I heard in the lead up to this fight, that I didn't like from the Campbell side was that he was sparring Josh Taylor. Now, Josh Taylor can fight. He's one of the best 140 pounders in the world. But in my opinion, I think that Luke should have been sparring, smaller guys. Guys around Lomachenko's size, guys with speed. Because that's what he's going to be facing in the ring. Not a Josh Taylor. He's not going to be fighting a 140 pounder in this fight. So, if he seems to have problems with the speed, if that's the tail after the fight, then I will come on and criticize and say, why were they not, sparring, smaller guys for the most part. That's the one thing that I did not like hearing. But I think Luke Campbell is in his prime, at his peak. Um, and I just think it's his time. And being in the UK, a nice advantage for Luke Campbell, in my opinion. I know Lomachenko's going to have his fans, but, you know, I just, he's going to be out of his comfort zone again. Most of his fights have been, I think maybe all of his fights have been in the States. I'm going down his resume. Yes, though he had one in Macau. All right. Yeah, he had one fight in Macau in 2014. Everything else been in the United States. All right. Um, but I think that's it, guys. We got to wrap this up. But I wanted to go on the record before the fight because I don't want to come on after the fight celebrating. The people say, "Oh, well, you didn't say it. You didn't. How we know that you picked Luke Campbell?" I'm saying it now. I have Luke Campbell winning this fight. That's the only way I see this fight playing out. Whether he outboxes the guy the way I think he can, or whether he stops Lomachenko, which I will not be shocked at all, will not be surprised at all, because Campbell has a punch, man. He is naturally a bigger guy. He is a natural lightweight in this fight, and I think Lomachenko might feel a punch in this fight. He might feel power in this fight. He has not felt so far as a pro. So I think that's it, guys. I got Luke Campbell big in this fight. And if he doesn't win, personally, I would be shocked. And if Lomachenko wins, I will be shocked, and I will come on and give him all the credit after. But I got Campbell, guys. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.